Hi, welcome back to Mickey Car Beauty. I'm Mickey Carrico, and on my channel I love to talk about luxury skincare and beauty and sometimes luxury goods. And today I will be doing a try on and showing some products of the Dior Eden Rock collection. So I was able to pick up this beautiful Dior Riviera collection, and it has the Eden Rock palette and the nail polish. But before we continue, please remember to subscribe and click all so you get notifications of all my videos, and then press like and comment below. It helps out engagement on my channel. I would appreciate it so very much. And I am finally getting around to playing with this Dior Riviera. It's the collection of nail and eyeshadows. And I initially was not going to get the Eden Rock palette, but then I saw that this beautiful set came online for Dior, and I just had to have it. This is such a beautiful box. I consider this kind of like a collector's item. I think I can take out the insert in here and I'll just use this as a keepsake moving forward, even after the nail polish is long gone. And I had already bought the Dior Eden Rock nail polish. I don't have it on now, but what I'll do is show some images later on. And I love this. This is one of the products I knew I was going to get in this collection. And then when I saw the other colors of the nail polish, I decided to get it along with this beautiful keepsake box. And so this retails $200. It's still available on the Dior website. These nail polish colors are definitely my colors. And so I always like having a beautiful white in my collection. And this is more of like a it's like a beigey champagne-y color on me. They have this beautiful kind of light orange. Again, this blue, it's just such a rich blue. And then they have this bronze color, which both of these I thought looked too similar in the bottle, but when I tried them on, and you'll see in the pictures I put in, that they're much different. So I am a big fan of the Dior nail polishes. I have usually timestamps below so that you can see, you can skip to the parts that you want to. And I usually will show product shots and then the demos and final reviews. So you can go down for the timestamps. I ordered directly from Dior, which I love to do because I'm part of their loyalty program. I think I have like silver status, and I always look for codes. And so part of this purchase, I was able to get this raffia pouch. It's perfect for summer. It's got this like, I don't know what that is. It's just like, feels very summery. Like I'd take this on the beach. It's got this Dior lettering. And then part of getting things from Dior, I ended up getting these two fragrances. This Miss Dior, this one here. And then I got a free mascara. And then also part of this, I was able to get a phone charm. So I'll show you that. And then I did an unboxing for the Dior products on my YouTube because I knew I wasn't going to get to try on these products right away. But if I'll link that above so you can see the unboxing. Part of this collection, I wanted to also get the Dior bronzer, and they came out with this beautiful packaging as well that corresponds to kind of this aesthetic. The color I wanted to get, they didn't have. It was sold out on the Dior website. So I ended up going through Nordstrom, and the reason why I'm slow to get this collection up is that I was waiting on getting this bronzer. So look at this beautiful packaging. This is the bronzer, and it was hard for me to figure out which bronzer color I liked. I had seen a couple of reviews, and I usually don't watch reviews, but I was on the fence about this, so I wanted to see which actually color was good. And I still don't know to this day of this until today. I'll know if this is too, yeah, this will probably be work. This is 07. This is golden bronze. And I would normally pick a 4 or 5, but it looked like it was like a really light color. So we'll see. And this is a limited edition product because of this beautiful packaging. It looks like cotton. It's got this beautiful tufted top. Again, very much in line with the packaging. Super cute, just really beautiful. I'll link the products below if they're still available. And then so what we'll do is cut to some product shots here, and then some they were in natural daylight, and then we'll do the demo. was helpful. I included shots of the nail polish because I don't have the nail polish of any of this collection on today. I have tried all of them, and I'll do my final review of the nail polishes at the end of which ones are my favorite. But right now, we're going to do is I need to get my makeup on my face to get going for the day. And so here is the palette. So beautiful, very summery vibes. And even with that, without the blue, you can see it's a very neutral palette. But that pop of blue, you could use it all over or as a liner. And I think today, because I'm actually, I'm having a work day, I would normally, for funsies, I would probably put that all over, but I will probably use that as a crease or a liner today. Just, I want to show you what kind of a realistic daytime look will look like. And then follow me on Instagram, because what I'm probably going to do is do a more dominant blue look after this. And then we'll try out the bronzer, and then we'll call it a day for the review. Okay, so I already have my face, like the base products down. I wanted to put on my Dior Backstage 3WO. And this is not the reformulated one. This is the original. They reformulated this. So they've reformulated this Backstage face and body foundation, and I am not for the reformulation. So I knew back then to get it. So this 3WO is kind of the color I'm using now. Just so you know, like I'm having like a really bright sunny day, and I'm a little bit blown out. Just so you know, the color is actually just a little bit more blown out today because I'm having like a super bright day. And if I bring the shades down, it's too dark. So I'm going to go into my tried and true Classic Crease by Sonia G. So going into that middle shade. Oh yeah, it definitely shows up. Okay, so this is definitely a satin shade. It's not matte. And it looks like most of these are like satiny mattes in this quad. And what's so nice about these quints is that you don't have to use every single color, but for the sake of this review, I will try to use every color. Wow, this could be like a one and done for me. It's so pretty. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it. And I did research this. So this Eden Rock formula is definitely the new one. There's no talc in the ingredient list. Builder Lotus Series brush. This one. And then going into this I'm kind of not sure if it's going to show up on me. Yeah, it's not deep enough that it actually shows very much. It's very, very light. I kind of wish they went either lighter or deeper just so that there was like more of a contrast. So if you're my skin tone, just know that this kind of like this orangey color is not going to show up very much. I'm going to grab a mini booster here and go into that deepest shade here and use that to just put in the outer V. Okay, so that's kind of like a summer smoky look. And then I'm grabbing, what I'm going to do is grab a clean Wayne Goss brush. This is 03. This is a squirrel hair brush. And then I'm just buffing this out and cleaning up the edges, blending. Okay, what I can see of at least this formula, I can see more of my texture on my eyes. And I don't know if it's the new reformulation or just this quad. It's just something to note. You might not be able to see it, but I can to my naked eyes. Like I have like not, my eyelids are not smooth, so I can see a little bit more of the texture on this. So just kind of letting you know that I'm seeing that. A little disappointed in this orange one, just because it doesn't have much of a contrast. I'm grabbing a rougher 03 brush. Again, sorry for the noise. We are in full spring construction season, and a lot of my neighbors are doing home improvement. Okay, that's okay. Grabbing a Hakuhodo brush. I can't read the numbers anymore. It's a J something something. So this is more of like a powdery color. It's definitely more of a inner corner highlight, which I'm fine with. And then we'll do is like a brow bone here. I'll stop here. I'm going to do the other eye with the same look. And then what I'll do is then I'll end up using the blue, and I'll be back. This look, I just use all of the shades minus the blue, just for you to see how much of a neutral look you can have with this Eden Rock palette. It is pretty basic. Just in first impressions, I'm not like super impressed by it. I think all of us, if you collect makeup, you probably have these colors. What I'm doing is just going back into the two deepest shades and combining them to just get more body in contrast with this look. Okay, just wanted to make it a little bit smokier. It's a very light palette, so I don't know. If you're my skin tone, these might be really hard for you to show up. So, okay, I just wanted to note that for you. So what I'm going to do, and again, I'm going to do a different look on Instagram, so you might want to follow me there. I'm going to grab this blue shade and then put it in the outer V, see what happens. Just add a little zhuzh there. Okay, that's not bad. I think it's kind of cute. I mean, once it's really, let me see if I can pack it on. Once it's diffused, you can't really tell it's really blue. So I'm just gonna put more blue here just to add an accent, just so you can see. All right, that's pretty. And cleaning off this brush and just kind of blending the colors in a little bit more. So that's really pretty. It's like a blue accent. Grabbing my Sonia G flat definer. This Sky series is my most used brush out of my own whole collection. Okay, grabbing that blue and then tapping it a little bit. And I'm going to use that blue as a bit of like, add more depth and interest to the look. And I'm just kind of pressing it in. And if you don't want to use the blue color all over your eyes, because blue is kind of more of an intimidating color, this is like the easy way to use blue, is that you just use it as a liner. And then using that same blue, bringing it down over here. Okay, so I'm back. I actually had to turn off the camera because the construction guys next door started using a bandsaw. So I took it upon myself to then do my eyebrows, which is not the most fun part of the routine, at least for me, but I don't film me doing my eyebrows. Okay, so I just filled those in. Okay, so what I did was filled in the blue as an eyeliner, just to show you all like an easier way to use colors and a palette that might be kind of out of your comfort zone, or ones that are like a little bit more dominant. But I always forget, like, some looks just are pulled together when you do the eyeliner and the mascara. Okay, so what I'm going to do is amp it up a little bit. And I grabbed my blue liner, which is the Phyto Kohlstar waterproof liner. And then I'm going to tightline as much as possible because the blue is already there. And this is such a beautiful sparkling blue. I know I said tightline, but I try not to put this in my waterline because there's some glitter specks and I don't want that in my eye. But I'm going to put this close to my eyelashes as much as possible. And that's a trick when you have hooded lids, is like try not to use so much real estate or at least I don't prefer to use with my eyeliner unless I'm going for like a smoky vampy look. And just using my finger to drag the liner a little bit for a baby wing. Same on that side. And then bringing it down a little bit. That liner. And then I'm going back into this flat definer, going back into the blue and just going back in again and laying the blue over the liner because it helps keep the liner kind of just keeps it stay put in a way. know if that's actually making sense, but okay, so that is the blue on this look. I think it's really pretty. So I'm gonna use mascara and then be back. Okay, I'm back, and I realized I wanted to show you this Dior mascara that I got as part of the freebies, the Dior Show mascara. I wanted to try this. This used to be my favorite formula, but then they actually, again, reformulated it. So we'll see. I'm just using it for my top mascara. For the bottom, I like to use the MAC Giga Black. So I'm just going in just for the top. If it's any good, it's been a year since I used this mascara. It's okay. All right. I'm gonna switch mascaras. I don't like it. I tried. I can tell it's too thin. It's too thin, and I have a work day and I need it to work. I am going to switch it up and go to my tried and true. This is my Chantecaille Faux Cils mascara. Because of my eyelashes being like, they're not super short, but they're like average. They're not particularly long, but I have Asian lashes, so I have to be like, the formula has to be just right, because some formulas will actually remove the curl. I do curl my lashes before I put mascara on, and so this Chantecaille formula, what it does, it like volumizes and makes my lashes fluffier, and it doesn't harden. Like, that's the other thing. Like, the formula on this is just so nice that you can keep going back and building it. And because, there we go, that's pretty. So you can see how it just made my lashes fluffier compared to this. So that is the final look with the eye look. There was a moment where I was getting a little worried about this look. It turned out fine. I don't think it's like my favorite quad. And I can definitely tell there's a difference in the formula. It's just not as vibrant. So I'm actually going in with my finger to like try to amp up this orange shade, because it barely shows up on me. So I'm a little disappointed in the orange in this palette. It's kind of like a creamsicle color, like a summer orange. And I think if I were to go back into this palette again, I might use, there we go, might use the Intensifies wand. I do like this shade though. This one, it was like, it's almost like a, that's what I think Dior does really well, like the inner corner pop. It's got like a pink orangey shift. And then maybe another look I'll do is actually, instead of using that orange one, I'll actually use this lightest shade as not an inner corner highlight, but use that as like my mobile lid. For me, that these two shades are a bit too light. Like, if I put them up to my skin tone, it's just like almost very similar, right? It's just a more brown, like a neutral brown. It's very subtle on me. So actually I've been going into these shades, both of these, to like get some depth and dimension. Okay. And then I'm going to go back into this again and then pop that here. Okay, that's really pretty. Blue. The blue is not super intense, just so you know. Don't be afraid of it. I guess I'm okay with it. I have other blues in my collection that are much more intense, but it's very like a wearable blue. Okay, so that is the final look with the eyes. And then why don't we move to the natural bronzer. Love the packaging on this. I'll do a quick swatch of this so we can see. Let's do it up here. Oh, that might be okay. So I'm grabbing my Chikuhodo. What is this? The Chikuhodo. This is the, what is it? It's a fox hair brush. Yeah, FO3 brush. And just going really gently, and I'm going to tap it a little bit, and I'm just going to put that here. And I love this brush. It's the softness of a squirrel hair brush, but there's a bounce to it. And what I was finding with my goat hair brushes, I was finding them to be too prickly on my face. On this, I don't feel any prickles of the brush whatsoever, of the hairs. Okay, this is good. I like it. It's a little orange, but it's not like in a bad way. I recently, in one of my other videos, and I'll put a link here above and then below, I had tried the Pat McGrath one, and that was way too orange. I didn't like that at all. Whereas this, almost like, because it's like a bronzer blush, it's very pretty. I like it. It just adds just the right amount of color to my cheeks, where actually I don't have to use blush. So actually I'm not going to use blush today, because I think this is one of those bronzers that's not like a neutral bronzer. It's a warm bronzer, and I'm okay with that because it's like a 2-in-1. That is what the look looks like. I just sometimes like to put my hair up because I sometimes think the hair can be a distraction. I think it's very orange, but I think it's very pretty. So I grabbed a Dior lipstick, Rouge Dior 200 New Touch. I think I had gotten this maybe 6 months ago. Such a pretty color. Perfect. I think this is really nice. It's like, I was thinking that this color is really a beautiful, like, nudie orangey color. I'm gonna pull that out for summer. And then, so this is the final look with the Eden Rock palette, and then the bronzer in 07. Let me know what you think. So that is the final look. I think it's so summery. It looks great. Let's talk about the nail polish first. I showed you still images of these colors, and I'll let you know how these wear. In terms of quality, I'll let you know my ranking. This is definitely the best in terms of this lasts the longest, and it has like the most impact. And then I would say it's tied for these two, this champagne-y brown and then this bronze color. Both performed really well. And then the last two places, so just 1, 2, 3, this would be fourth place. The white is okay. It's great. I think I might use that as like a primer or a base in my next looks, but it's a bit of a flat white. I think this probably is okay. I don't know if I'd buy it separately. I would definitely buy these 1, 2, 3. The one that did not perform as well is this orange. It took like 3, 4 different go rounds to get the color that I wanted from it. And it has like a little bit of sheen, like a pearlescence, which I was like excited for, but it disappointed me on performance. So I would say, knowing what I know now, pass on that, but any of these other 4, I would recommend. Let's talk about the palette. The palette is, I was having a moment there for a minute that I didn't know if I liked it. But again, just wait for the final look, and I think it's really pretty. I was disappointed in this shade again, like the orange. It's like really hard for it to show up on my skin tone. And I think this just has to do with the shade. It doesn't have to do with the formula. I really do like this shimmer. I think here it's really fun. It's got like a pinky, peachy shift with the white. This middle shade, it looks too close to my skin tone, so I had to mix these two. And the blue's fun. It's not an intimidating blue. It's a very forgiving. Some blues can be really like a Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath or an indie shadow. The blues can be really intense and really intimidating. This, it blends out. Like I'm even putting some now on here now. The blues are really forgiving. I think when I was doing the look, I was a bit like, oh, it's just an okay palette. I was like, oh no, did I waste my money? But as soon as I started playing with this blue, it just added something a little bit special. So I think if they didn't have this blue in here, this would be a pretty boring palette, and I don't think it would be worth it. But because they added this extra zhuzh of the blue, which I know like blue and greens and purples are my favorite on my channel because they make brown eyes pop. I don't know if you can tell if it's blue. if I get up close, but I think it looks really flattering. I used blue eyeliner and then went again with that blue and then kind of just smoke that out. I think it's really pretty. So I think if you're thinking about it, do you need it? No, but if you're kind of wanting it, you might want to pick it up because these are limited edition. If you're getting it just for the embossing, don't do that because this will eventually look, it's already coming out, the embossing. Let's talk about the formula. The formula is definitely different than what I'm used to from the old Dior reformulation. So I did look it up. This is the new reformulation without the talc. And I would say it's definitely different. It's not the quality that I'm used to. Am I going to stop buying Dior quints? I don't know. I think I'll just kind of look at quints on a case-by-case basis. Sometimes Dior comes out with really fun color curations. I do wish they didn't reformulate. And I know it's in an effort to be more sustainable and actually responsible for the consumers because I guess talc some people can't use or it's not good for us. I get that. So I want to support them that way. But I have to be honest in terms of, is the quality of the shadows what it was before? I don't think so. I think I'm really glad that I have a bunch of Dior quints on the other formula, and actually I had seen some people's reviews about the reformulation, so I kind of, I'm gonna say a panic bought, but I definitely picked up the last two quints that I had been kind of like on the fence about, and I picked them up on the formula before all of them disappear before the end of the year. I actually don't know if they're going to disappear, but you know what I mean. Like I would prefer getting the older formula versus the new. So I don't have regrets getting this, but it's something to know is that if you're going to get the new Dior quints, they're definitely the new formula. There is not, I think they're not as shimmery as I'm looking at now. The shimmer mattes on the old formula are just more impactful. These are more subtle, and they actually remind me a little bit of Chanel, where I know some people don't like Chanel because they're like it's not a big impact, but these Dior quints are still like really beautiful, understated, and elegant, and that's kind of like their thing. They're not indie shadows, they're not Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath. The subtlety of them reminds me of Chanel. I don't think it's the best formula, but it's a really nice summer curation. And then the bronzer I like that it's kind of like I can use it 2 for 1. I think it shows up really nicely on me. This is the first time I'm trying a Dior bronzer, so I'm really liking this. And then overall, I think the collection's really beautiful. So let me know what you think of this look. And then all the details of what I use is down below. And that's it, Beauty Fam, for my final review. Please remember to subscribe and click all for the notification, and comment and like below. It helps out engagement on my channel. And until the next video, Beauty Fam, I'll see you later. And as always, please be very kind to yourself and others and just be you. Take care. Bye.